And if you don't know where to start, it can be overwhelming, even paralyzing. So let's fix that. Welcome to Simply Cyber, a community of tens of thousands of aspiring and active cybersecurity professionals focused on networking, knowledge sharing, and professional development. I'm Dr. Gerald Dozier, Chief Content Creator at Simply Cyber, inviting you to get the answers to your cybersecurity problems with hundreds of cybersecurity videos answering your frequently asked questions, interviewing industry experts, and live streaming daily cyber threat briefings hosted by me. Now get the stories and insights you won't find anywhere else. Hit subscribe now and dig into all the fresh content on the channel and in the community. Nothing should stop you from launching and leveling up your cybersecurity career today. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show. Today is Worldwide Wednesday, May 29, 2024. This is episode 632-ish. I always lose track because we've gone so far that the numbers just, like basically the title of the show goes ... because it just keeps on going. So I'm going to go 632. We can update it later if we need to. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Dozier, and this is the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. And over the next 45 minutes, me, you, Eric Johnson on LinkedIn, Laura Flores, Lagrat Sabazad, Benjamin Liu, Nathan Bolin, Dominic LaPlante, ZMAF, Richard Duff, The Pain, Jacob Wirt, Senfulus, Angular, DJ BSEC in the green room, and so many others are all going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories of the day. And I'll be giving my expert opinion and analysis on each of those stories on what it means to you as a practitioner to use this information to drive cyber risk reduction for your business stakeholders. Epic win. Or if you're looking to break into the industry, you're going to be asked in any single job interview, tell us, how do you stay current on the top cyber trends of the day? And you can just turn around and mic drop the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast like a boss. And on top of that, you're going to learn terminology, concepts, threat actors, resources. There's just tons and tons of value for people looking to have a really rewarding, successful cybersecurity career here at Simply Cyber. So giddy up. On top of all that, do say hello in chat because the community is phenomenal. They always show up in droves, sharing support, sharing resources, sharing announcements, including new jobs. So we're definitely super pumped about all of that. So good morning, good morning, good morning. Now, if you're not familiar with the show, let me tell you first and foremost that we're going to be going through the top cyber stories of the day, but I have done zero research, zero prep. And now that might sound like a not selling point of this. Believe me when I tell you, by getting my honest reaction and how I actually see things, it's much real, it's much more authentic, it's much more legit instead of me, doing a ton of research and then being like, look at all these ideas I have. No, it's real. DJ BSEC, 22 months, blue badge, and long timer. Thank you, BSEC. Hey guys, I want you to know that we are going to be doing Worldwide Wednesday in a hot minute, which is something we do every Wednesday. If you don't know what Worldwide Wednesday is, you are in for an absolute treat. So stay tuned. But before we get into that, let me dig in and share the stream sponsors with you. Those partners who enable me to bring the heat every single morning. Kimberly can fix it from the top rope with 28 months to BSEC's 24 or 18. Damn, Kimberly can fix it, dropping the hammer. All right, hey, Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks, they suck, but they keep us employed. And they can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. But Barricade Cyber Solutions knows how to mitigate the damage done by cyber incidents. Believe that. Check them out at barricadecyber.com. Links in the description below. At minimum, excuse me, I guess I just turned 14. At minimum, go to barricadecyber.com and bookmark it under your break glass in case of emergency. Nick Barber at 10 months. Thanks, Nick. Eric Taylor, I guess it's Simply Cyber Squad Wednesday, and everybody's got a milestone, and some people have the one-day milestone compliments of Barricade Cyber Solutions with a 50 squad members drop.
Become best friends. Yep.
Local Ken. Okay, Eric Taylor and Barricade Cyber dropping 100 gifted squad membership drop.
Just become best friends. Yep.
So, hey, Poner Joe getting up early on the West Coast. here in chat and scooping up a squad membership. Everybody get your, hey, if you're a squad member and you just got a squad, check out the emote tray on YouTube and be a lamb and get those Oprah emotes because you get a squad membership, you get a squad membership, you get a squad membership. Excellent. Thank you so much, Eric Taylor and the team over at Barricade Cyber. I also want to say shout out and love to Antisyphon Training. Antisyphon Training, another longtime sponsor who's actually agreed to renew for 6 months. So they'll be here through all of 2024 at this time. Antisyphon Training is disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by providing high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position. They offer their students the opportunity to learn skills, practice what is taught, and learn and engage with the community in a fun and inclusive way. Looks like getting started with MITRE ATT&CK is coming up. This is John Strand's June 10th. Let's start promoting that, guys. 2 weeks from now, John Strand's going to be doing yet another live training that you can pay $0 for if you want. Don't sleep on this opportunity, guys. I'm telling you, many of you took John Strand's classes the last couple weeks. And you know how good they are. Maybe you had some personal time conflicts. You couldn't take it. Don't sleep. I don't care if you've been in the industry 5 years, 10 years, 0 years. Getting training from John Strand is always valuable. It's always interesting. It's always all about good times. Antisyphontraining.com. Thanks so much. Every episode of the Daily Cyber Threat Brief is worth half a CPE. So say what's in chat, up in chat, or recognize that you just got a squad membership. Grab a screenshot, file it away, and once a year, count the number of screenshots and divide by 2. I'm not trying to give you a popsicle headache. It's very simple. Each episode's half a CPE. Screenshot is evidence, plus it's easier to count. At the end of the year, you count how many screenshots you have and divide by 2, and that equals CPEs. Justin Gold, long timer, 26 months, coming hot on the heels of Kimberly, also making BSEC look like a babe in the womb. Or babe in the woods, babe in the it's so long since we had babies, but the swaddling. Oh my God. Wow. All right, guys. Hey, check it out. We got great news for you. If you are here for your first time, do me a solid and drop a hashtag first timer in chat. If today's your first episode, hashtag first timer in chat. Because we have a special sound effect, we have a special emote. I'll give you a hint.
Welcome to the party, pal.
And we would love to welcome you to the community. Welcome first timers to the community. Special sound effect, special emote. Get in here. Now, guys, it is Wednesday, which is always all about good times. I've got some exciting things to tell you guys. Every single Wednesday, we do something called Around the World, Worldwide Wednesday, I think is what we've been calling it. It's all about good times. I can't wait. Listen, where's my little sound effect here? Worldwide Wednesday, y'all, is presented by ACI Learning, bringing you IT Pro, the international online training solution that professionals in audit, cyber, and IT turn to for binge-worthy content. Use my promo code SimplyCyber30 to get 30% off your first month or first year. Thank you so very much, ACI Learning, for the continued sponsorship of Worldwide Wednesday. Also want to say shout out to Jeremy in the Boo Boo Bus, 18 months. Jeremy in the Boo Boo Bus, 18 months. Love it, love it, love it. Do I have one of these things too? Let me see it. Let me see how. The funny thing is, I didn't realize I could be a squad member, and I wasn't a squad member for a while. All right, so B-Sec's older than me. There we go. Boom. Gerald Ozier, 16 months a squad member. All right. Hey, Jimmy U's a first-timer in chat. Jimmy U, first-timer in chat. What's up, Jimmy? Welcome to the party.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal, Jimmy U. All right. Guys, I got news for you. Every single Wednesday is Worldwide Wednesday. It's very simple. I play Daft Punk around the world. You tell me where you are. I got this world map up on the screen right now, and I'm going to light every country up as you call them out. We're going to see if in 2 minutes and 22 seconds we can go around the world, and we're going to start with Marcio. Laura Flora is celebrating her blue badge. Looking good on you, Laura. All right, guys, here we go. Setting the timer to 2 minutes, 22 seconds. All right, I'm going to start with Australia from Marcio. Where are you, everybody? Let me know. Marcio's in Australia. Dr. Finest is in Austin, Texas, bringing the United States online. Base Case was the first squad member. Clearwater, Florida's on here. Huntsville, Alabama. What's up, Raleigh Triangle? Augusta, Georgia's in the house. Tom Bishop from the Boo. Italy is online as well as Europe. Richard Duff from Western Australia. Perth is in the house. Good to see you. Spain, Hemoglobin. Very nice. Let's go. Pueblo, Colorado. Bob Beach. SSD in South Africa, bringing Africa online. What's up, Rhode Island? Hey, Racine, Wisconsin. Good to have you, Kansas City. New Brunswick, Canada's up in here. West Virginia coming at you. All right. Colorado, the Virginia, the 703. Macon, Georgia's up in here. Keith Paquette bringing Tulsa online. Applewood, Colorado. Hey, Bangladesh. We got Bangladesh up in here. Bangladesh bringing Asia online. All right. Earth, Procacker in real life is bringing Earth. Ethiopia, Meden is bringing Ethiopia online. Let's go. Alabama's here. What up, Germany? I see you, Germany. Very nice. England. Yes, across the pond. Awesome. San Antonio. Colombia. Thank you, Space Talkers, for letting us know Colombia's here. South America's online. We officially have gone around the world. Let's keep going. 57 seconds, y'all. Nova Scotia, Canada, we got you. I see you bringing us online. Hey, Charlotte. Trinidad, Tobago, I always can't find on the map. We'll note it. Try to clean it up at the end. South Africa, we got double representation. Triple D on the Philippines, bringing Pacific Rim online. Do we have any South America? Do we have any Middle East or Central America? Japan, thank you, Japan. Very nice. All right, I see Poland. Yes, sir. Europe is coming strong today. Very nice. Ontario. Israel's in the house. All right, Israel. Very nice. We'll get you right here next to Jordan. Come on, Israel. Israel, you're so small a country, I can't. Oh. We got Israel. All right, let's take an investigation. Let's take stock of our stuff here. Let's see. Now, Trinidad, Tobago, I always have a tough time finding on a map. I apologize for being so ignorant. Pakistan is here. All right. El Salvador, that is Central America, right? Computer, show me El Salvador. I really feel like it's... See, the map doesn't get so big. Oh, there it is. I knew it was right there. Yes, sir, Central America. And I'm going to, honestly, I never think of Israel as Middle East. But, it basically falls in Middle East, guys. Crooklyn's in the house. Listen, guys, we went so around the world that not only did we touch every major continent, sans Argentina, Belgium's in the house. Let's do Belgium really quickly. But we did Central America and Middle East. This might be the most dominant performance of Worldwide Wednesday we have to date. Way to go. I would love to say thank you all so very much for your participation in Worldwide Wednesday. Also, shout out to ACI Learning for sponsoring it. Guys, that was epic. I got Belgium. Israel is Middle East. We nailed it. Argentina? We had Argentina as well. All right, we'll take it. Jesus. Guys, I don't know what happened, but Simply Cyber community, you guys showed up today, showed out. Holy Jesus. Straight crush it, homie. All right. Now, as fun as that was, damn, that was a lot of fun. Thank you. Oh, I meant Sans Antarctica. You know what? It's okay. Argentina, we love you. All right, guys, do me a favor. As much as it's fun to go around the world and do all the fun stuff, we do have work to do. Wah, wah, wah. So do me a favor, sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over all of us in an awesome wave. I'll see you guys at the mid-roll.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. I'm Sean Kelly. Breach Forums returns just weeks after FBI-led takedown. Just 2 weeks after we brought you the news of the FBI's takedown of the notorious dark web marketplace, Breach Forums is back open for registration as of Tuesday. Back on May 15th, Breach Forum's website and Telegram channel displayed warnings that they were now under the control of the FBI. Additionally, profile pics of Breach Forum admins Baphomet and Shiny Hunters depicted them behind bars, and Baphomet was reportedly arrested. However, the Shiny Hunters crew claimed to escape unscathed, and the marketplace now appears to be under their control. First.
All right. So, okay, so, all right, couple things here. So Breach Forums, we actually made a comment, or this was a news story a couple weeks ago, that the FBI had taken down Breach Forums, which is one of these larger online kind of marketplace / Reddit forum type things where threat actors broker in, creds, initial access. Hey, Kayla Sturgeon, Mr. Worldwide, Super Chat.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Also a blue badge, I might add, with Kayla. So basically, if you recall, we kind of like laughed that they had the avatars of the Breach Forum admins. They added cartoon jail cell bars to it. And we joked, hey, what's up, Angular? Good to see you. We had joked that I had joked that there must be young Gen Z FBI agents involved who took the time to basically do the graphics and stuff. Now, the funny thing is, it was like a joke or whatever, but now they're saying that, people took that to mean that those avatars had been arrested and put in jail. That doesn't necessarily mean that. I don't know why people would think that. Like, to me, it was kind of funny. It was kind of a whatever, but I didn't take a cartoon of an avatar behind bars to indicate that a human had been put behind bars in prison. So again, don't jump to conclusions. And like I've mentioned before, if you don't arrest and take down the humans behind these dark web marketplaces and in dark web forums, they will come back. Now, you could see that, I guess May 15th, so it took them 2 weeks to get their stuff back down. You can see here, I'm going to show you the takedown picture. Oh, wait, this is what are we doing here? Yeah, is this, yeah, you can see here was the original graphic, and you can see the avatars right at the top behind, the bars. Now, you can see here that the Shiny Hunters, who's one of the admins, has taken back the domain claimed by the FBI. Now, again, with these things, I don't know when you get a domain name, and I'd have to think for a minute about this. You're either controlling the actual web server itself and changing kind of the HTML page, the index homepage or whatever on the web server and kicking other people out of the web server, essentially like taking it over, or you're taking over DNS and redirecting requests to that URL, right? Like take me to breachforums.com, and it redirects to an FBI controlled domain name. And like they've taken the infrastructure down and it's just a 301 redirect. So you can do it a couple different ways. The point is, however they did it, Breach Forums has got it back. Now this means one of two things. One, it means that the domain admins basically never got arrested, never got caught. They had backup infrastructure. Way to go. Yeah, any questions around, like Yosef and anyone else, like we do the threat briefing. There'll be a 30-minute AMA at the end of the show that any questions people have, we can answer. So I'm sorry, like the coffee hasn't kicked in yet, but basically here's what happened. Either they didn't arrest the threat actors, and the threat actors had backup infrastructure. It's called disaster recovery, right? Even threat actors, you got to remember, this is a business for them, right? So they should be using good information security controls as well, including contingency planning, including hot swap infrastructure. The fact that it took them 2 weeks leads me to believe that maybe they were going more with a warm site. Check that one for your Security Plus question. Maybe warm site, cold site, but they're back up and running. or it means that the admins got taken down and they had a part of their contingency plan for integrity and reputation was to allow other people to operate under the handle shiny hunters in this case, right? So think for a second. Imagine, if you will, that like I get taken out or whatever, and then BSEC comes on, but he operates as Dr. Gerald Auger in order to maintain that consistency. Now, obviously, it's going to look like a different human being, but if it was just, audio only or website only, people may not know the difference, and they have a sense of confidence that, oh, look, even when the FBI is knocking on the door, the admins continue to persist, right? So if shiny hunters disappeared and BSEC hunters, whatever, showed up and was like, I'm the new admin, that might rattle confidence in the customer base, which are the users of the breach forums. So as much as this is a threat actor story, reclaiming threat actor territory and kind of snubbing law enforcement, there is actually a good story here around business continuity and how, if it's done correctly, demonstrates the capability for a business to be resilient. Nobody saw me coming around on that one, huh? Taking breach forms as a best practice on disaster recovery and business continuity. Finally, a hot take, if I had to guess, law enforcement.
Regulators, mount up.
Law enforcement's coming for these guys. Law enforcement's, shot their shot, took down their main infrastructure. I'm sure they know who the players are. I'm sure they know techniques and stuff. This is a setback as far as I'm concerned. The FBI, law enforcement wouldn't invest this much resource into taking this thing down and then basically just move on like, oh, they got us. They had a secondary infrastructure. Let's move on to the next threat. No, that ain't happening.
American data breach impacts 44,000 people. On Tuesday, First American Financial Corporation, the second largest title insurance company in the U.S., revealed that it suffered a cyber attack affecting personal information of approximately 44,000 individuals. The company's filing with the SEC indicated that back on December 21st, it was forced to take some of its systems offline to contain the impact of the incident. However, the company provided very few additional details about the attack. First American said it will notify potentially affected individuals and provide them with free credit monitoring and identity protection services. Interestingly, just prior to the December incident, First American had agreed to pay a $1 million penalty to New York State for violating its cyber regulations after exposing personal and financial data in a separate breach they suffered back in May of 2019.
All right. So here's another one of these stories. I'm going to sound incredibly cynical, so prepare. Quasi. All right, so check it out. Large multi-billion-dollar company that many of us have probably, well, at least I've never heard of, has a data breach because of poor security controls that impact 44,000 people who will probably have no decision making or impact on the bottom line of this company long term. If you've bought a home, this is the only time I've ever dealt with title insurance, and at the time it felt like a grift, if I'm going to be honest with you. Hey, NetSec Go, first time on live, we'll take it.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Welcome to the party, pal. All right, so I'm sure. Hey, if you've ever benefited from title insurance, holler at me. I'd love to know it. But when I bought this house that I live in right now, they're it's like you've already put up hundreds of thousands of dollars, signed your name to a debt that's 30 years, all these nickel and diming, paper cuts. Here's a fee for you. Here's a fee for you. And you're just exhausted. And then right at the end, they're like, by the way, would you like $75? I think it was $75. They're like, would you like a $75 title insurance policy? And I'm like, what is that? And they're like, it basically says if anyone ever comes and says that they own the land that you're on, we'll pay them to go away or whatever, make them right. It's only $75. You've already spent hundreds of thousands, Jerry. What's $75? Okay. Here you go. Write it off. And I don't even know where that paperwork is. It's the whole thing is ridiculous. So, this company makes $6 billion last year off of selling that thing I just told you about, right? Yep. So Victorious has First American home warranty. You may be one of these 44,000 people, Victorious, who's going to receive a letter from First American saying, and I quote, "Your privacy and security is very important to us. Please enjoy your 2 years of identity theft protection. And then enjoy the follow-up emails at 2 years, 1 day from identity theft protection company trying to upsell you on continuing their service. It just annoys me, man. Listen, 44,000 people screwed. First American, less screwed. Now, they did have an SEC filing a couple years ago, unrelated to this, about having piss poor security and that being a problem and them getting fined. But I don't know, man. It's just, I'm sorry. Like
that Hansel's so hot right now.
Misfire. That was a misfire. I can't see my soundboard. It just bothers me, guys. I hate that. It sucks that time and time again, we see these massive data breaches impacting tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of individuals, and it doesn't impact the business. It's like, oh, like our customers got hit, but like, you know, like, are you going to go shop around for title insurance? That's not a thing that people like. I mean, maybe, but most people know. So it's just like exactly FedEx, AT&T, 70. I think AT&T was 77 million people impacted. Is anyone changing their like cell service? Like, oh, like shut it down, early termination fee. I'm going to Verizon. Like, no. So instead, we just get impacted. We have to monitor our identity. Our loved ones and family get like phished. Like I've seen a surge right now in people getting deep fake phone calls to elderly people saying that they're the son or daughter of the elderly person and that they need money. Here's my bank account. People getting grifted all over the place. Where do you think the threat actors are getting their freaking intel to execute these attacks? Thanks, First American. Thanks, AT&T. Thanks, Change Healthcare. Thanks, Ascension Healthcare. Thanks, insert company tomorrow, because there'll be another story tomorrow of tens of thousands of people impacted with zero, I wouldn't say zero, but negligible impact to the multi-billion-dollar company. It's just gross, man.
These nationals sanctioned for botnet that stole billions in COVID-19 relief funds. On Tuesday, the U.S. Department of the Treasury unveiled sanctions against 3 Chinese nationals, Yun Wang, Qiping Liu, and Yanni Zhang, for allegedly operating a malicious online anonymity service called 911S5. The illegitimate residential proxy service lured victims by offering free VPN services to install malware designed to add their IP addresses to the botnet. Infected computers communicated with multiple command and control servers located offshore or hosted within a cloud server. OFAC said the botnet consisted of 19 million IP addresses that allowed cyber criminals to submit fraudulent coronavirus relief applications, resulting in billions of dollars in losses. The Treasury Department's sanctions prohibit the 3 individuals and 3 related organizations from any transactions involving U.S. interests and properties.
All right, so I never even heard of this. Dude, can people please not sign up for like sus random free VPN services? U.S. government sanctions cybercrime behind 9/11 botnet. Okay, 3 Chinese nationals sanctioned on OFAC. Okay, so we'll see how that goes. And basically they were. It said 9/11, but then they talked about COVID stuff. So I don't know if these guys just capitalize on like whatever, they like whatever's hot in the news right now. But basically, I mean, guys, this is a simple, straightforward story. Basically, threat actor group offered a Trojanized piece of malware. In this case, it offered VPN services. And it installed malware on top of offering VPN services that, you know, did whatever. Like it could key log, Excel data, whatever. I didn't quite get everything that they said in here, but also use it as a botnet, which makes sense, guys. If you think for a hot second about what a VPN is, a VPN basically takes all your network traffic and routes it through one specific point or, you know, one specific infrastructure before going out to the internet. So you're basically giving control of your network traffic, basically, to whoever owns the VPN provider. They could shut off access to certain sites. They could redirect you. You could go to Amazon.com and they send you to flimflam.com, which is an Amazon clone. Put in your credit card. Like, they could do all these things, right? I mean, I guess that would be like a DNS attack. But anyway, the whole thing is you're going through a centralized control point, right? So it sounds like they could also control you to do botnet stuff, which is typically like, you can use a botnet commonly for denial of service attacks, but you could also use it as like C2 infrastructure, right? Because it's a point on the internet where you could send and receive stuff from. So you could have this like nice little decentralized C2 botnet, a lot of integrity because it's coming from like a residential IP address, not some bulletproof hosting center in Eastern Europe, etc. All right. Hey, Patrick saying awesomeness exists here. I'd like to agree with him on that one.
Spyware maker PC Tattletale shutters after data breach. The founder of spyware app PC Tattletale, Brian Fleming, said his company is out of business and completely done following a data breach over the weekend. PC Tattletale advertised its spyware app as a way for organizations to monitor their employees' Android and Windows devices, and also promoted its ability to snoop on spouses and domestic partners without their consent, which is illegal. The shutdown comes days after a hacker defaced the spyware maker's website and published links containing large amounts of stolen data. The hacker said PC Tattletale's servers could be tricked into coughing up the private keys for its Amazon Web Services account. The now-defunct app had 138,000 customers per the data breach notification site Have I Been Pwned.
All right. So before we dunk on this person, okay, you typically don't see this. You typically don't see this extreme. Okay, so not all spyware is evil. Okay, so first of all, don't think that all spyware is evil. Okay, there is legitimate use cases for spyware. It just gets a bad rap. Most times, it's not good. It's not good, right? It's like creepware, spyware. But there are use cases that are legit. Okay. Now, PC Tattletale, this is the one recently, if you recall, that some jabroni installed on like 3 Wyndham Hotel kiosks or something like that. This is the same software, and they've discovered it, and like basically somebody was able to steal like guest information and like reservation times and stuff like that. And like based on, well, I guess. This isn't even the same story. So like this poor bastard, whoever owned this software, sorry, Kennedy, whoever owned this software having a rough couple weeks. So it was used in like an attack basically. And now they suffered a data breach that they suffered over the weekend. Hacker defaced the spy maker's website. Let's take a look at that. Let me see. Do we have a website? Come on. I want to see the website. Show me the pictures. Oh, well. Yeah, here's the story about it being used in the Wyndham hotels. All right. He published. All right. So the website was defaced and large amounts of data from their servers, including customers' information, victims, stolen data. It had 138,000 customers who signed up for the service. So this is interesting. I have a hot take on this one. Oh my God. I'm sorry I'm reading this. I don't research these stories, and typically they're kind of like, like they're a lot of the stories that I cover, which is part of the reason why it's not a big deal about not researching, is there's like kind of archetypes of stories and lessons learned, and you see it once, you see it again and again. This is insane. Okay, so I actually have a hot take on this one. I have a really hot take on this one. Tattletale. Let me see if I can. Here we go. So if you go to their website, it's like literally just not existent anymore. Defaced website's not there. Can we go into the Wayback machine? See what this thing looked like? Dude, I can't believe this guy. Talk about getting out. I bet you, oh my God, I've got so many hot takes on this one. All right, I've got so many hot takes on this one. Okay, so first of all, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Oh my God.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
I thought this story was going to be a nothing story. Yeah, exactly. Space Tacos. Like, I typically save this for my infographics, but this story, oh my God, get some of this. Okay, guys, settle in, get comfortable. Let's rip this one apart. First of all, my initial hot take is this is a small business, undoubtedly small business. If I had to guess, the guy who owned the business had paid a developer to develop the software. It wasn't a company that had like a software development team and they're constantly pushing out updates. I suspect that this is one of those businesses where the guy had a solution and then he set it up and kind of managed it, but it was it was whatever. 138,000 people. Can we get a PC? I want to know what it had to have been a subscription-based service. Let's find PC Tattletale pricing. $100 a year is what it cost. Okay. $100 a year. So for $100 a year at 138,000, so $1.38 million business, not bad, right? Not bad, but you're not hiring a team. If everybody on the team made 100 grand, this dude could have maximum 13 employees before he's like taking a loss every year. So that's not happening. So I guarantee you this was like a one-person business or, whatever. Second of all, the hacker hacked not just his web server. That was just a dunk on top of everything. They got into his Amazon Web Services, which is where it was hosted. The solution was hosted in AWS. They changed the private keys. The guy didn't have access to AWS anymore. Now, you might think like, oh, just contact Amazon. Dude, when you're a business, but like there isn't a button here that says like, speak to someone at Amazon, right? So maybe you have to like open a ticket. The guy probably wasn't with all due respect, the guy's probably a businessman, not super technical. So how do you even have the questions asked and everything like that? Again, he could hire someone to help him through this data breach. But at what point do you have diminishing returns on investing? If he hired, let's say he hired Barricade Cyber Solutions, for example, and Barricade Cyber charges him 100 grand to like get sorted out, okay, over the course of like 2 months, 3 months. If you just look at the business economics of it, this guy, it would probably be like, it's basically your house is fully engulfed in flames, okay? Fully engulfed in flames. And you call the fire department and they show up and they're like, yeah, we could put the fire out, but it's basically just going to be like cinders to the foundation when we're done. Do you want us to put this fire out? So like, I think this guy made a decision. On top of all of this, again, speculative hot take, I wonder if this guy had a cybersecurity insurance policy that was like, this was like his ticket out. Like, yeah, business is fine, $1 million a year business. But dude, if you can cash out and not deal with any of these problems and claim a cyber insurance policy, there you go. Especially after the bad pub the guy just had with the Wyndham stories. So, yeah, these are all the things I think about all of this. And finally, as if this story didn't have so much meat, this thing's like a tomahawk steak. This is a 75-ounce tomahawk steak. So much meat. Okay? On top of all of it, this guy obviously had poor cybersecurity. I don't think the threat actor... Come on, like the threat actor did elite 0 days to take out some small business? No. Threat actor was able to take over the web server, was able to get on the infrastructure, was able to pivot into the AWS infrastructure, was able to shut down or remove access to all the AWS stuff. This guy, I'm just saying, it sounds like he had poor cybersecurity. On top of all of that, he had zero business continuity planning. Like, bro, take a page from breach forums, okay? They were back up in 2 weeks. You get hit and you're like, all right, we're closing shop. We're out of here. F this. Throw, like, just light the match on the way out all day long. This is a master class. And again, I would say a master class on how not to do it. But again, I wonder, and I strongly suspect that this dude had a cyber insurance policy that paid out, right? Because here's my thing. If you have a 7-figure business, right, $1.38 million, roughly, and by the way, that's just revenue. That's not profit, right? The guy has to pay something to manage the business, obviously, right? So like, let's say he made $700,000 a year, right? Let's be very conservative. Like, is it worth it? Like, did the insurance policy, like, is it worth fighting for? I would say yes, if you didn't have the insurance policy, right? That no one's going to walk away from a money printing machine that prints 700 grand, right? Unless you have an insurance policy that's just like, here you go, make it right. Here's $1.38 million. Here's 1 year of revenue for your business loss, right? So interesting things. You typically don't see businesses shut it down like John Taffer that quickly after a data breach. I mean, they'll fight, you know.
Straight cash, homie.
Wow, what a toasty story. Oh, so good.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Oh no, everybody's got time for that. This is the story. This is the Christmas gift or whatever the thing that keeps on giving all year long. Oh my God. This is a Jelly of the Month Club story right here. Get some.
And now a word from our sponsor, Vanta. Are lengthy security reviews pulling attention away from your security program? With the largest network of trust centers, Vanta can help you streamline security reviews to win customer trust, save time, and close deals fast. Proactively demonstrate security by showcasing key resources like your SOC 2 or ISO 27001 and provide real-time evidence for passing controls. And when a security questionnaire is required, Vanta takes the first pass for you. Visit vanta.com/CISO to take a tour. That's VANTA.com/CISO.
What's up, Kathy Chambers? I hope you caught the last story because that was delicious. God, who knew you could get meat pudding this early in the morning? All right, guys, holler at ya. I went a little long on that story, so we're going to have to double time it through the second half of the show. But if you're getting value from the show, holler at me. Hit that like button on YouTube. It helps other people find the show. Personally, I don't go back and look how many likes I got. I ain't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But what I do have time for is first-timers coming into chat every single morning, joining the community and getting value. So hit the like button, play it forward, guys. Shout out to the stream sponsors, Barricade Cyber, Antisyphon. Thank you so very much for all you do. Continued support throughout the year. You guys are wonderful. Antisyphon training sponsor / Kathy Chambers, future employer. Boom! All right, guys. Hey, let's talk about the Simply Cyber Community Challenge really quickly. Dante Jennings, Army vet, right? Is Dante Jennings in chat? Dante Jennings shared his story on LinkedIn yesterday, his Simply Cyber Community Challenge post. Army vet, doing SOC audit work, straight crushing it, getting out there, Richmond, Virginia zone. See, I know enough about Dante Jennings just from his post. So go ahead, connect with him, connect with everybody using the hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge every single day. We ask one person to share their story so we can keep it manageable. Dante Jennings, if you could tag somebody with the baton. And if you would like the baton, if you would like to blow up your professional network on LinkedIn, take the opportunity now, raise your hand, proverbially, and say you want the baton. It is not scary. It is not hard. It just takes a little initiative. Step into the light. I'm reading right now, guys. I'm telling you right now, especially Gen Z, it's being labeled the loneliest generation because people are isolated. COVID didn't help. People are online. They're, social networks, they're friends. It's just there's so much. So we're trying to build a real enriching community that provides value to everybody who's a member of it. So please raise your hand. Roseman wants the baton. Yeah, Roseman, get in here. All right, guys. Shout out and thanks. Love it, love it, love it. So Dante Jennings, please tag somebody. Roseman would like it. All right, guys. We did go long because we had Worldwide Wednesday this morning. So we'll do a couple seconds of Simple Minds, and then we'll pivot back. I don't think we're going to get to the la-la-las today. All right, let's go on to the stories. Stay tuned. We'll do the la-la-la-las at the end of the show if we have time. But let's get back into it for sake of time.
Malicious apps on Google Play downloaded 5.5 million times. More than 90 malicious apps have been downloaded more than 5.5 million times from the Google Play Store over the past few months. Researchers at Zscaler say the apps include a variety of PDF and QR code readers, as well as file managers, editors, and translators. However, these apps actually spread various malware, including a nasty banking Trojan called Anatsa, aka T-Bot. Though Google has made a significant effort to block malicious apps, Anatsa uses an attack vector that can slip past these protections. Organizations should protect themselves, ensuring all users are authenticated and authorized before accessing any resources. Additionally, users should be alert to suspicious app activity on their devices, even those downloaded from trustworthy sites.
All right. Hey, small milestones. You said smallest milestones, FedEx, but you know what? 1% every single day. I love it. George Ekins at 9 a.m., Yosef. Bridget B, 3 months. All right. And I love how the community's divided on the la-la-las. Zachary Cottle, welcome back to the party, pal. All right, guys, here's the deal. Google, if you didn't know, Google Play, Google tries to have some vetting, and they do remove lots of malicious apps when they find them. But it's very much like a like a flea market in a tough part of town. You don't know what you're going to get, right? This isn't pre-screened, vetted, like, Apple's walled garden. You kind of can go YOLO all up in here. So this is why I don't like Android apps. This is why, or Android operating system. This is why I caution people. First of all, you should only really use the Google Play Store. Even that isn't going to be enough because 90 malicious apps in the Google Play Store, right? So it's not like, just staying on the main thoroughfare instead of going down the side streets is going to protect you with Android apps. 5.5 million installs, right? So 5.5 million pieces of malware openly installed. So here's the thing. I don't even have to convince you to install my malicious app. I just put it in the Play Store and then sit back and wait for you to install it. Now, obviously, I could encourage you by sending you a phishing email and, relying on the legitimacy that it's in the Google Play Store makes it okay and safe. Plus, if you look at the marketing material for the apps, if you're watching on stream, not just listening, these do look legit. This doesn't have greasy corners or mold growing on it. There's no nefarious threat actor. There's no anime character for an avatar where the author is. It looks legit. So you could see why people would fall for it. Both of these are malware droppers. Droppers are like initial payloads that pull down second stage payloads. So just educate your end users, make them aware. What I would really like to tell people is the follow, and also make sure you use multi-factor authentication on all your apps, right? Especially these banking Trojans seem to be having a resurgence lately. So here is my TLDR for everybody out there. If it were me, okay, I wish I had more time. I tell you what, I'm in business for myself, and I thought when I went in for business for myself, I'd have more time to do things. And in reality, I have less time, which is ironic. I haven't even been able to run since I was in Las Vegas. But if I had time, or if I was an aspiring cybersecurity professional with a little bit of gumption, what I would do, okay, I would set up a lab and I would download all of the wildest looking, crazy, Android apps onto a device, and I would span the network traffic. I would look at all the things. Like, there is a rich, wild opportunity and probably a pretty high probability of discovering malware if you do this. Like, threat actors are putting all sorts of malware in the Google Play Store, right? So if you download them, analyze them, and then find something, you can get published. You can post a blog post. You can get picked up by a news outlet. This would be very valuable for a resume or for, like, dude, can you imagine? First of all, you got a CVE on your resume. Second of all, like, someone Googles you because, like, you're coming in for an interview, and, like, the first story that comes up is like a bleeping computer story about you finding malware. Like, that's awesome. This now, hey, let me just preface all of this, okay? Just as a word of caution, if you do not know how to handle malware, do not proceed unless you've been properly trained. If you're just going YOLO and downloading malware and letting it fly and just hoping, that is a horrible practice. Do not do that. You can infect yourself. You can infect your network. You can screw yourself over. You could screw your family and loved ones over. So do not do that. Get the proper training, okay, which is not, there's plenty of it out there. And then I think that this is a valuable opportunity, a valuable lab. Chris Rock, so funny. Jerry works 100 hours a week to avoid a 40-hour week. That's right, Chris Rock. I spend a dime to save a nickel. Look at me.
You are so dumb.
Yes, I know. Thank you, Anton. So anyways, by the way, shout out Chris Rock. I actually looked into Ubiquity's VPN solution, and I like it. I think I might actually look at Teleport VPN over OpenVPN for reasons. Jenny Housley shouts out Matt Kiley's PMAT course in TCM Academy. 100% true. If you guys didn't know, that's a great point, Jenny. I'm just going to, oh my God. I don't even know how to find that stuff on his website anymore. But anyways, it's so frustrating, man. Hold on one second. I want to share this with everyone because, like, Matt Kiley is a really great professional, and I think he's awesome. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Practical malware analysis and triage over at TCM Academy. Matt Kiley is the author. This is what he looks like in animated form. I jest, but yeah, but you will get a lot more information than just how to handle malware. But you can see right here, safe malware sourcing, safest always, right? The first two things are how to, like, be safe when using malware. So I'd recommend this. I'll drop a link in chat. No, this has my affiliate code attached to it. So if you do sign up, I or Simply Cyber would get a commission, but that's not why I'm telling you about this training. This training is fantastic. Plus, I like Matt quite a bit. He's a good friend. All right. Where are we? Yeah. So TLDR, this is a rich opportunity to scoop up some notoriety.
Attackers target Checkpoint VPNs to access corporate networks. On Monday, cybersecurity firm Checkpoint issued an advisory that it observed a small number of attempts to breach its customers' VPNs this past Friday. The attacks did not attempt to exploit a software vulnerability, but instead targeted customers who are using an outdated VPN local accounts with password-only authentication. The company advised customers to secure network accounts by adding another layer of authentication. Checkpoint also released a solution designed to automatically prevent unauthorized access via local accounts using password-only authentication.
Oh my God. For the sake of time, let's just blast through this. If you're responsible for security at your organization or networking at your organization, Odishi, what's up? Welcome to the squad. If you're responsible for these things, put multi-factor authentication on the VPNs, okay? This isn't even vulnerable, right? This is, when they say VPN configuration, basically they're allowing just username passwords. Guys, you know why there's an attack spike? Because data breaches are happening all the time. Threat actors have access to lists of username and passwords. Go check out Ancestry.com or 23andMe. 23andMe, credential stuffing attack. There was another company that had credential stuffing attack right afterwards. If you have crap passwords on your network, to your VPN, you allow your employees to use just passwords. They're going to use crappy ones. They're going to reuse passwords. Password vaults are not mainstream yet. You are basically, what's a good, like, you're not playing with fire because that's too bland and boring. What's a good metaphor here? You're basically, I don't know, dancing with dragons. Usually I have a pretty good metaphor. My thing is, if you don't use you can do MFA, put it in place. You have all the opportunities. You can educate your end users not to use crappy passwords, but chances are they're going to. Okay, so this is why we're going to you could have the most secure VPN in the world. Next level encryption. We keep patched up to the second. You got to patch it. Carl and a crappy password is going to allow Carl and a crappy password threat actor to enter. By the way, your EDR stuff, not that it would be EDR, but your like security defenses may not detect anything because it's a legit login, right? Now, if it comes from like Cambodia and you're doing geofencing, sure. But my point is, put multi-factor authentication in. Can we just do that? I don't even know why. Like, I feel like I'm trying to be equal opportunity and go through all the permutations and everything. TLDR, put a freaking MFA on it, and let's be done.
POC exploit released for a bug in Fortinet Sim. Security researchers at Horizon 3's attack team released a proof-of-concept exploit for a remote code execution issue in Fortinet's Sim solution. The POC exploit allows commands to execute as root on several versions of internet-facing FortiSim appliances. Fortinet disclosed the maximum severity bug back in February, stating attackers may be able to execute unauthorized commands via crafted API requests. The researchers published indicators of compromise to help owners of vulnerable devices investigate potential issues.
All right. A couple things here. Fortinet. You are the punching bag of the network security appliances. Welcome to the party, pal. So remote code execution is disgusting, right? That basically is the worst. And you can execute anything at root level, which is not just remote code execution, but highest privilege remote code execution. It's basically the worst thing you can have. You can see it says maximum severity, which basically means 10.0. Let's go ahead and confirm that right now. Where's the score? It says they haven't done the assessment yet, which is hilarious because how can you say it is a, here we go. So CVS, okay, so NIST has added CVSS version 4, which just came out last year, but it hasn't gotten fully rolled out. It's basically like IPv6. It's a great idea, but it's not really getting a lot of traction. CVSS v3, you could see NIST gives it a 9.8 and Fortinet gives it a 10.0. I do want to point out, I'm a little bothered that NIST gives it a 9.8 and the vendor themselves gives it a 10. If the vendor is saying it's the worst, you might want to side with them. They do say this. Here's my thing. The one thing that is kind of crazy, it doesn't matter that it's an API vulnerability. It's just, it is what it is. Security researchers released a proof of concept, which is why it needs to go to a 10, right? 9.8 is remote code execution, wicked gross. When you go from 9.8 to 10, it means that you're seeing execution of exploitation in the wild. Criminals are using it. That's what 10.0 means. It means your house is completely on fire. You're the dumpster on fire floating down the stream. You're the dog in the office saying this is fine. It is on fire. Your house is on fire. Go get the bucket brigade and start putting it out because you're going to get screwed. Like a 10.0 means like, maybe your house isn't on fire, but the neighbors on every side of you is on fire. your house has a high probability of catching fire. So do something about it, right?
You gotta patch it.
Now, what I do want to point out here is that if you're internet facing, then it's going to be worse. I do find it wild, okay, that Fortinet's solution is a SIM, a security information and event management tool, which is what SOC analysts and incident responders use to correlate data, look at telemetry from multiple endpoints in an aggregated fashion, be able to go threat hunting, be able to pivot and look around and move quickly through data sets in order to uncover bad and trace what happened and where things are. That's the tool of a SIM. In my opinion, I can't think of any freaking scenario. Sorry, Kennedy. I can't think of any scenario, and correct me where I'm wrong, please. This is a community of practitioners where you would have a SIM internet facing. What are you up to, bro? Maybe misconfigured and you're allowing a SIM internet facing, but there's no possible explanation that I see as acceptable where a SIM would be internet facing and be accessible by anyone on the internet. You can have it internet facing through VPN, so it's like site to site or IP, constraining or whatever. So you can access it. You can have automation and orchestration, but you don't have just a public IP address open in the internet and being like, YOLO. That shouldn't happen with a SIM in any scenario. So first of all, if your company's running this SIM, you got to fix it, right? You got a problem. Second of all, if you're running this SIM and you have it internet facing where anyone, including Shodan, can find it, you should stop the stream right now and immediately go take it off the internet and get this fixed immediately. This is an immediate thing. If you can execute root level commands on this box, it is all but owned. It will be a foothold into your environment. It's a SIM, which is what security defenders use to go threat hunting and detect stuff. So it's a very important security tool. If a criminal owns root on it, they can wipe everything. They can selectively wipe things. They can compromise the integrity, the availability of it, right? Obviously confidentiality, but at this point, who cares about confidentiality?
Researchers crack 11-year-old password to $3 million crypto wallet. Researcher Joe Grand and a friend helped a man find the lost password to his crypto wallet containing 43.6 Bitcoin valued at nearly $2.
All right, so Chris Rock chiming in. I do appreciate this. Chris Rock, CEO at Sim Monster. If you guys don't know Sim Monster, let's give a quick little love to them. Sim Monster, okay? And thank you, Chris Rock. And Chris Rock runs a company that does SIMs and confirms you don't do it. You do not point a SIM internet facing. Thank you for confirming, Chris. There's no explanation. It's completely inappropriate. It's borderline a fireable offense. It's negligent. What are you doing?
$0.96 million. The anonymous man, dubbed Michael, set up a crypto wallet in 2013, then used RoboForm to create its unique 20-character password. Michael opted to store the password in an encrypted file instead of storing it in RoboForm due to security concerns. However, he lost the password when the encrypted file became corrupted. The researcher recovered Michael's password by exploiting a long-fixed vulnerability in the RoboForm password generator. Michael said he was glad he lost access to his wallet, as holding onto his tokens allowed them to appreciate from $5,300 in 2013 to roughly $68,000 at current rates. He gave a portion of his Bitcoin to the researchers as payment for their help.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'm a crypto evangelist. I love it, love it, love it.
All right, so for the sake of time, this is a fun little water cooler talk, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time digging into it. Basically, as you all know, Bitcoin has gone up in value since 2013. A lot of people there were stories of people who had like thrown away USB drives or accidentally had USB drives thrown away that had crypto on it. And, people digging through the landfill and stuff like that. Anyways, this guy lost his password. He lost his password and he couldn't unlock it. First of all, great security control to keep everyone out, including someone who doesn't have the password, including you. Second of all, this is a fun little flip of what we traditionally see. So this is exploiting a vulnerability, I guess, for good. Security researchers were able to access the wallet instead of through a password, through a security vulnerability. They exploited it, and you can read the story if you want, but basically I did skim this one a little bit before the show started, just because it was the last story and I was like trying to get everything dialed up. It had something to do with the date that the wallet was created, or the password was created, or something like that. That was like part of the key, which is part of the weakness. Anyways, this guy made him right. He paid the researchers. It was basically a gig. Hey, break into this wallet. It's the gig. It wasn't illegal because the guy owned the wallet. Doing exploitation is not illegal if you have permission to do it by the person who's authorized to give permission. Could turn into a nice little lucrative business. All right, let's go.
And that does it for today's Cyber.
And that does it for me. Let's go. All right, guys. Hey, thanks so much for being here today. Didn't know today was going to turn into a spice fire. But some stories I get more passionate about and some I don't. I want to remind everybody before you go, we have tomorrow is Thursday, Simply Cyber Live, which, by the way, I think I might rename Simply Live. It's an idea I'm tinkering with. But Wade Wells, a.k.a. Wading Through Logs, will be my guest tomorrow. So if you want to come learn from community practitioners, he's going to be keynoting Wild West Hackin' Fest. He is an educator and trainer and a detection engineer at a Fortune 50 company. So lots of opportunities to learn good things. I want to remind everybody that we have the coloring contest going on right now. If you have a young person or you're young at heart in our community and you want to enter the coloring contest, it's happening right now. Let me see if I can. I don't have the information right now. Mods, can someone? I don't know if anyone can. It was in the newsletter. It was in the newsletter yesterday. If a mod could drop a link, the LinkedIn post I made. I don't have it at the ready. But basically, we're doing a coloring contest. My two kids and my wife, Mrs. Ozier, Callan, and Grayson, will be the judges. We do have 4 categories: under 6, 6 to 12, 12 to 18, and 18 plus. So adults can play too. We have prizes. It's just like a fun. It's just a fun little thing that we're doing as a community. I think you guys would enjoy it. Thanks for the suggestions on the name for Simply Cyber Live. Thank you, Space Tacos. If anyone else has any ideas, that would be cool. I definitely appreciate it. So holler at me. We're going to do jaw jacking. Thank you very much. Here we go. I want to share this with everybody. Here's the coloring contest. Anybody can enter. Anybody can enter, okay? Here's the link on LinkedIn. Anyone can enter, please. We've already got some submissions, but I would love for everybody to be part of it. All right, I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Let's pivot over to jaw jacking. Hey, really quickly, just so everybody knows, I have an in-person meeting today at 10 a.m. Eastern time. I was groaning to BSEC before the show started about how in-person meetings, I'm sure I'll enjoy it, but to spend 20 minutes commuting back and forth, it's like, oh, ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for this.
So I will be abruptly ending jaw jacking at 9:25 a.m. Just for the sake of time and commute and all that. So I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Until next time, thank you all. Kathy Chambers, Chris Rock, Alpha Sierra, Jim Wales, Angular, all y'all who showed up today. Thank you for being part of the community. It takes a village. I'm well aware of that. All the love to the mod team. Shout out to Chris Whitlock, Justin Gold, Casually Joseph, who are helping refresh the Discord server. We've got big things coming for the Discord server. Shout out to Kimberly Can Fix It and Chuck Sapp. We've got big things coming for the newsletter. So there's a lot of infrastructure, spring cleaning going on, but it's all to make it a better experience for each of you. If you are a first timer, please come back tomorrow. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Stay tuned for jaw jacking. Let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Jaw Jacking. I am your host, Jerry Guy, coming hot off the heels of that devilishly handsome nerd, Dr. Gerald Ozier, and the Daily Cyber Threat Brief. All good times, guys. Hey, this is an AMA, Ask Me Anything situation. It's really Ask the Community Anything. The mods weigh in. I always try to answer to the best of my ability, and the community weighs in. If you have questions about career, about resources, about A or B, whatever it is, that's what we do here. 9 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. every single weekday. It's a community service, and we're happy to be here, happy to help. Let's roll. We've got 16 minutes, unfortunately, because I've got a firm stop. Zach Morrison said, at an interview, what does the hiring manager find more important, soft skills or technical skills? Personally, Zach, I would say it depends on the role, for sure. And you could be the most charming person, and if they ask you, like let's say it's a SOC analyst position, and they're like, what's a SIM? And you're like, I don't know, but let me tell you this really, really fun story about a thing I did one time. Like, that's not going to work, right? So you do have to have some technical skills, but if your soft skills are trash, I feel like it's not going to work as much. So it's like one of those ones where like certifications and education are important, but practical skills are more important as far as like how they're being weighed. I would say the same thing, because here's the deal, Zach Morrison. Technical skills, I can like if I say like, have you ever used Cisco appliances? And you're like, no. I mean, I've used Aruba, or I trained on whatever, I trained on, I don't know, Barracuda or whatever. I can teach you Cisco. I can send you to a week training. I get training budgets. If I'm like, have you used Cisco? And you're like, of course I've used Cisco. I'm one of the best Cisco people ever. I'm probably better than you at using Cisco. Next question. I'm going to be like, all right, you can use Cisco, but you're also a complete a-hole. Like, I'm not really interested in you. Like, you are going to be toxic for my team. Like, let's just end the interview now. So that was like a hyperbolic way to make the point. But I do find soft skills valuable. Zach Caudle, I'm trying to get into cloud security in the government side. Anyone got any tips? Yeah, Zach, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Microsoft just signed a multi-billion-dollar deal with the United States government. So I would go study all the free training that Microsoft offers. Look for the SC 900, perhaps the SC 500, which is the security architect role in Azure. I would also get well-versed in FedRAMP. Not that it's like super awesome, but FedRAMP is the cloud FISMA compliance type thing. So you probably get some questions around FedRAMP, FEDRAMP. William Maris says, hi, Jerry. Do you recommend doing the CompTIA training from A+ to Net+ to Sec+, or do you think people could just go to Sec+? So William Maris, what I would say is I would do the here's the deal. If you have no background, I would get the training in A+, get the training in Net+, get the training in Sec+, take the Sec+. I would not get A+ cert. I would not get Net+ cert. I would get Sec+ cert. If you have background and understand computers, you came up in IT or something like that, you don't need A+. If you understand networking, you don't need Net+. If you do not understand networking, you have to understand networking, whether it's Net+ or some other mechanism you learn. You need to know how two computers talk to each other. You need to know how the OSI stack works. You need to know what TCP UDP is. You need to understand what DNS is. You need to be able to look at an IP address and understand like what is going on. You need to, because like C2 infrastructure, persistence mechanisms, beaconing traffic, malware, the way it like it's coded and stuff. If you don't know how networking works, you're going to be devastated when you're trying to do cybersecurity. So that's what I'd say about that. Clinton Rinaldi says, as a beginner, is the free training from Juniper worth spending my time on? Yes. If it's free training and here's the thing with Juniper, just like any other like vendor branded solution, I would say 75% is probably going to be agnostic and you'll be able to apply it to different technologies, and 25% will be how Juniper does it. I would definitely do it. If it's free training and you have no background and you need to learn networking, get on top of it. I would, Clinton Rinaldi, encourage you to get some type of like basic networking agnostic education, like the Net+ type stuff, to understand IP addressing, IPv4, OSI stack, then jump into Juniper. Just so, because chances are you're going to be doing like routing and like, ARP tables and stuff like that. And you're going to want to understand like the fundamentals of what these things are instead of building a rickety shack on kind of a quicksand foundation. Yosef, Gerald, applying for help desk jobs, no experience. How can I get the job? What should I put on my resume? That's what I'm doing today, applying all day. Yosef, A+ certification, get the education. A+ certification, I would definitely do that. Second of all, Yosef, KevTech IT, Kevin Apollinario, KevTech IT. This guy right here, let me share this screen. It's a lightning round today, baby. I'm trying to get as many questions as I can answered. All right, so check it out. KevTech IT support. This guy right here, Yosef, he's a friend of mine. He's a friend of a lot of us in the community. Definitely a Simply Cyber community member. KevTech IT, he has so much education on specifically getting a help desk job. He is awesome. This is, if you want one resource to just go absolutely like into a room and not come out for a week and come out just like ready to kill a help desk job, this is it right here. This man, Kev Apollinario, KevTech IT support, definitely a sub to him. All right, let's keep going. I like the lightning round. Chris Rock, Jerry, you have a PhD. Did you do by courseware or thesis, and what was your focus? So Chris Rock, I do have a PhD. I did, I don't know what courseware is, but so here's the deal on my PhD. And I'll drop this in here. DSU, Beetle. So I went to Dakota State University for my PhD in cyber operations. The PhD in cyber operations actually has you do, let me see if I can get this. PhD in cyber operations actually has you do 10 courses: advanced software exploitation, advanced reverse engineering, advanced malware analysis. You have to write papers. I had to give talks at conferences around my reversing. You could check out B-Sides Charleston, where I gave a talk on how I reversed a Zixel NAS device. I actually found what I believe to be a not a 0-day, but I found hard-coded backdoor credentials, and I was like, such a puss. Like I was like, I tried to report it to CISA. It didn't really go anywhere, so I never did anything with it. And then a few years later, a security researcher published their findings, and it was the same thing. And I was like, could have been me. Anyways, once you do that, you take a core exam, checking your ability on the education that you learned in the 10 classes. And then you do a dissertation, which is kind of like a thesis. It's probably the same thing in Australia. My thesis was a grounded theory study. I invented a brand new theory on why information security is so terrible at small healthcare businesses in the state of South Carolina. If you're interested, if anyone's interested, I know some of you have read this. This is my dissertation. It took me 18 months to write. It's a book. I'll drop a link in chat. And thanks, Chris Rock, for asking. Also, since I never have an opportunity to bust this out on stream, this is actually my dissertation. Can we get a focus on that? No, we're not gonna get a focus on it. Come on. Oh well. Anyways, this is my dissertation. It's like literally it's a 6-chapter book. I mean, it's insane. And I will tell you, this is kind of a. If anyone's ever written a dissertation, Kathy Chambers is going to find out. It's a brutal, lonely, it's terrible. There's a reason that people don't have 2 PhDs, because it's such a hot mess. But overall, my entire dissertation, 18 months of research, resulted in this, this is my theory on why businesses suck at information security. And it's rooted in analysis and fact. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and thanks for asking, Chris. Taekwon Gong, how do you quantify knowledge? I mean, that's really difficult, Taekwon Gong, to answer that. How do you qualify? I mean, all I would say is if you're trying to quantify knowledge so you can have it on a resume, what you really need to do is have impact statements on your resume. That's what matters. Like, look at your resume, right? Look at a bullet on your resume and ask, so what, right? And that's not to demean or belittle anything that you've put on your resume or anything anyone's put on their resume, but ask the honest question, so what? Because that's what somebody reading it who's a hiring manager is thinking. When they read that bullet, they're going to be like, so what? Like, okay. You need to have an impact statement on when they say, so what? It's like, oh, like this can help my business in some way, right? Like, what is the impact? What did you do that changed it from where it was to where it is? And how is that a positive improvement or cyber risk reduction? All right, should this be Rosamond R.E.T., who's going to be our baton holder, by the way? Should this be the route from IT Help Desk to SOC 1 and 2, then to GRC? It can be, Rosamond. You can pivot within information security very matrix-like. It's very cool. And matrix meaning go from here to there, not straight line, not matrix like bullet time where you're wearing black latex and moving around like crazy. You can go IT Help Desk to SOC 1 and 2 and then GRC. You could also go IT Help Desk into GRC and then into SOC 1 and 2. So really choose your own adventure, Rosamond. You've got to weigh the pros and cons, right? SOC, you might have to work nights. SOC, guess what? If it's Christmas Day and there's an attack, you got to go to work. GRC, you don't have to do that, okay? Maxwell Vargas, when you think this is the right time, when do you think the right time to start applying for SOC analyst positions is if you only have experience with home labs? Right now, Maxwell Vargas. Also, I would say you should totally be networking and engaging within the community and specifically the SOC analyst people within the community, right? Talk to Tom Pike, talk to Stacy Loki, who's no longer at Expel, but talk to Jess Bishop, right? Talk to Eric Capuano, talk to Lee Macharlie. Like, you've got to engage that SOC community, okay? Talk to Brandon Poole. All right, Bridget B. To be familiar with cloud, is it feasible to learn both AWS or Azure, or should I stick with just one, trying to prevent early brain overload? Well, if you're trying to avoid early brain overload, I would choose one over the other. That's what I would do, right? That's what I would do. IT career questions, a.k.a. Zach Hill's here. What's up, Zach? Good to see you, Zach Hill. Always looking good. Zach Hill just recently showing off the new Rekka hats that are pretty cool. All right, FedEx, holy mother, how many tabs do you have open there? Oh my God, are you kidding me? FedEx, come on. Look at this. Like, this is a light day. This is a light day right here. Come on. Call me when we get to the point where like the favicons disappear. That's where we go. I'm organized chaos, baby. Olszik says, hey, Gerald, I know basics of cybersec, but my university offers a free Google cyber search. Should I go for it? Free? Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, totally. Olszik, listen, reinforcing the basics, learning new dimensions, like there's absolutely tons of value there. So totally do it. And if it's free, do it, man. Absolutely. IT career question, Zach Hill. I just scrolled down and saw that you say, love you long time. I also love you. I love you, Zach Hill. I love Antisyphon. Zach Hill and Kathy Chambers. They're like, what are they? Wonder Twins? Unite? There we go. Look at this is a live look in at Zach Hill and Kathy Chambers right here. There we go. Live look in at Kathy Chambers and Zach Hill. This is what's about to happen in Antisyphon training. There will be an explosion, and it will be awesomeness that comes out of that explosion. Laura Flores. Oh, hey, actually, you know what? Laura Flores, thank you. My own infographic, right? All right. The Pain says all those pages. Yeah, I think it didn't show up on the Pain. I assure you, this is not a prop, okay? This is not a prop. I think it's just the way the light's hitting it. Right? Just to justify. There are words on these pages, The Pain. This is not a a prop. All right. What else we got? How are we doing on time? We got 2 minutes. Oh, wait. Holy crap. What time is it? Yeah. Oh, no. I got 1 minute. How do we find your dissertation online? Oh, I'll drop a link to it. Didn't I drop a link to it already? All right. Dissertation. There you go. At Becky. All right. All right. Here's Kathy and Zach. Also, we've got multiple sightings of Kathy and Zach. This coming in across the wire just now. Kathy and Zach have been spotted flying over Dominaria, bringing all the Antisyphon and Rekka love to the peoples. Very nice. Very nice. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Zach. And obviously, thank you, Kimberly Can Fix It, for reporting that sighting of Zach and Kathy. All right, guys, it looks like we're at time. I want to thank you all so very much for being here. Great show today. Great jaw-jacking. I've got to go have a business meeting, so that's why I'm wearing a collared shirt, so I look like a real boy. Remember, we got the stickers for everybody. Just find me in person, and I'll be happy. I can't wait to see one of these randomly out in the wild. We got the coloring contest going on right now. I'll drop another link to that in chat. If you got young ones or you're young at heart, coloring contest, show up for that. All right. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Thank you all so very much. We'll see you next time. I'm not going to do the outro. I'm just going to end the stream. Be well.